our black communities. Nobody made us give up our black schools. Nobody made us give up our black hospitals. Nobody made us give up our black supermarkets and factories. We gave them up on our own because we wanted to be accepted by white people. Right. And many of us today still want to be accepted by white people. In fact, the biggest problem we got as black people in America is psychological. Our psychological problems are the foundation of our political and economic problems. See, there's no way we can spend $30 billion a year on weave, perm, blonde hair and think we free. There's no way we spend $2 billion a year on Air Jordan and think we're free. There's no way you spend $800 million a year on chicken, turkey, beef, and pork and think you're free. There's no way you give McDonald's $1 million a year and think you're free. Our economic behavior is absolute proof of the psychological devastation of black America. And we are in denial about that psychological devastation. You think because you got a degree, you got a house in a white suburb, you got a nice car and a cell phone, you got money for expensive clothes and vacations, you think you're free. But the police can pull you over and in 5 minutes shatter your American dream and won't suffer a second in jail for doing it. That's right. No black life is free until all black life is free. And I want to say this to my black professionals out there, and I happen to be one with my 6 degrees and my doctorate in clinical psychology from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but I want to say this. We black professionals have been a disgrace to the black community. We have not done anything to help improve the condition of life for most of our brothers and sisters who are struggling at the bottom. We have gotten our degrees, and we got our Mercedes, and we got our house in a white suburb, and you have turned your back on black people, and yet you think you should be considered an asset to the black community. The black bourgeoisie is one of the biggest cancers we have. A group of Negroes who think European, but got the audacity to feel that they're a benefit to Africans. We got to change the mindset of our people. And I want to say this about the black church. I love the black church. I support the black church, but we have too many churches in Chicago who ain't doing nothing for black folks but taking their damn money. And I'm here to say that any church that does not fight for black liberty is not an enclave of heaven, but it is a den of the devil. Black people got too many problems to be going to church all day long Sunday, and the only thing you get out of giving your money up is a prayer for after you die. Brothers and sisters, we give too much money to the church. We give too much time to the church. We give too much energy to the church. If your church don't have a bank, if your church don't have a school, if your church ain't giving out some jobs, if your church don't have a supermarket, if your church ain't doing nothing about black on black crime, I want to know why you still go to that church. Brothers and sisters, as I prepare to wrap up, I want to say this. The George Floyd police reform bill is still sitting in Congress. 2 years ago, we embarked on the greatest social protest in American history since the Dr. King murder protests. Black people protested for about 30 days all across America. Y'all know what I'm talking about because y'all have marches in Chicago, we have marches in Philly. After George Floyd died, everybody was marching. But we got nothing out of it. And the reason we got nothing out of it is, once again, we were being multicultural, worrying about everybody else except black people. We did not have a platform to articulate to the government. We did not have any official spokespersons. And so the George Floyd protest for justice got manipulated by Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Party into election day votes for Joe Biden. You have not learned your lesson. I'm not against protests, but I'm against protests that don't have a plan of action that follows the protest. You must have an economic agenda. You must have a political agenda. You must have a social agenda. You must have a spiritual agenda. You must have an educational agenda for your children. Without it, you will be exploited. The reason the George Floyd protests did not pass Congress is because it seeks to hold police accountable. Yeah. We got a girls group ready, so I'm gonna wrap this up because they're ready to come up and dance. Brothers and sisters, the reason we can't hold the police accountable is the same reason we can't hold the teachers accountable. And that's because what? Who are the two largest unions in America? Police and teachers. Teachers and police elect the president. Teachers and police elect the mayor. Teachers and police elect the congressman. Teachers and police elect everybody. So until the black community organizes our money so we can put pressure on the people we put in office to hold the police accountable and hold the teachers accountable, we'll never be free. I want to give you my phone number right now in case you ever need to reach me. Take out your phone. Black parents, if you ever have issues with your children, see if anybody has questions about your children. You can go over to my tent right there. It's the first black tent you see on my right. And I will answer your questions about your children. No ADHD evaluation. No conduct disorder evaluation. No oppositional defiant disorder. No learning disability evaluation before the 4th grade. No autism evaluations before the 3rd grade. No psychiatric medication at all. Don't give your children drugs. Give them hugs. ADHD is a scam and a con game. They don't need medication. They need liberation. I'll leave you with a quote from the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey. My cell number is 215-989-9858. Again, 215-989-9858. Once more, 215-989-9858. I want to leave you with this quote from the Most Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Greatest black leader of the 20th century, greatest human organizer of all time, and the only black leader to give us an international movement that was not attached to a religion. Garvey is the only one. Everybody else brought black people a religion. We don't need another religion. We need liberation. Yes, sir. If you haven't gotten a copy of my new book, Black Parent Advocate, it's for sale over there. And if you got school children, you better get a copy of my book so you know how to save the kids. Marcus Garvey said, without confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won, even before you have started. Marcus Garvey said the greatest weapon used against the Negro is this organization. Garvey said the only argument by his man is power, not votes, power, not protest, power, not prayer, power, not multiculturalism, power. Garvey said until the black man and woman gets power, the black man and woman will never be free. Hello? I'll leave you with this. Marcus Garvey was once asked, are you an African or are you a Jamaican? Are you an African or are you a Jamaican? And Marcus Garvey looked up at the question. Then he said, you asked me, am I African or am I Jamaican? And I say to you, I would never, ever, ever give up a continent for an island. I am an African. Yesterday, today, and for all time. Chicago, Illinois. Peace and black power.
Black power!
The crowd is kind of weak.
Yes, yes, yes. Give it up for Dr. Umar Johnson.
We need some real niggas in the crowd.
What's going on, man? Too Fast? How y'all doing?
Ain't no real energy in this crowd.
Yes, yes. My name is Precise. I'll be taking